He isn't choosing her, so she feels unchosen. Yes, because he's choosing pot and addictions and drinking and his issues, and he's dwelling in his hole, and he's not choosing her or their child. Oh my God, they have a child and he's not even choosing the fucking child. He's choosing pot and drinking over the fucking child. Person who wrote me this, how did you end up with such a man? I'll tell you how you did. My ex-baby daddy was abused when he was younger, and he has gotten help for it. He also has an addictive personality and is addicted to smoking weed and drinking. Okay, so this is her baby daddy having issues with drinking, addictions, and was abused as a child. He says he has no emotions and can't feel his feelings. I've only ever seen him cry once. Can I manifest for him to help himself and get clean? Can I manifest for him to seek help? I understand manifesting is something like 80% self-concept and 20% specific person, but I feel like I'm trying to manifest 80% for him and 20% myself. I just want to help him and just want him to be the best dad he can be for us and get back together and be able to look back and laugh at all this one day. I'm not sure what to do in this situation or if I can help him with manifesting because he's a really dark hole. I'm also confused because I've had 2 spiritual readings telling me we won't be out together. And I had to tell myself and my mum we'll be together. I can vision us together in 40 years with our house and a farm and blah, 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 and our wedding. And I don't want to hold out hope if I can't actually help him. What's hope got to do with it, darling? This is manifesting, not hope. You don't even worry about hope. If I can't actually help him and end up completely losing him. Thank you for taking time to read my message. Okay. The thing about this is 2 parts. So a lot of you will know the answer to some of this, which is see them differently. So she needs to see him completely as a different version of this baby daddy. Not addicted to anything, not smoking weed, not drinking, having no issues, being clean. She needs to see him that way. She needs to describe him in her mind that way. And anytime anyone engages in conversation about him with her, she needs to say, he's getting better and better by the day. He's so great now. Let's not talk about it. I don't want to talk about him anymore. And don't engage in conversation about it. Don't ruminate in your mind about what he's doing. Don't read into his text messages thinking, oh, he sounds high. Oh, he sounds drunk. Texting him and he doesn't get back to you and assuming it means he's been drinking, assuming it means he's asleep, assuming it means he's off somewhere. Never make the assumption that he's high. Never make the assumption that he's drunk, and also don't react or say anything or ask anything to him about it saying, have you been drinking? How are you going with your drinking? How much weed have you smoked today? Don't mother them. So it's doing it in your mind, seeing them differently, but also not reacting in the 3D by discussing him with anybody or reacting to what he does, either texting or in person, or asking him how he's going or mothering him in any way. They're the main things to do in the 3D and in your mind about him. However, what do you guys think my answer is going to be about the rest of this answer to this question? Anyone know? It's got nothing to do with the recipe. Does anyone know what I'm going to say? Okay, no one knows the answer. How has she attracted a guy like this into her life in the first place? What isn't he doing in this story with her that tells you about her self-concept? But what is her self-concept based on what he's doing? Yes, low self-concept, but what is her self-concept? What's her concept of her? Okay, treating her right, yeah. This doesn't get treated right, doesn't get prioritized, and what does not prioritized come under? Not chosen. Thank you, Vetus. He isn't choosing her, so she feels unchosen. Yes, because he's choosing pot and addictions and drinking and his issues, and he's dwelling in his hole, and he's not choosing her or their child. Oh my God, they have a child and he's not even choosing the fucking child. He's choosing pot and drinking over the fucking child. Person who wrote me this, how did you end up with such a man? I'll tell you how you did. Because of you. Because you don't feel chosen. Has this ever happened to you before? A man hasn't chosen you? Why did you have a child with a person who hadn't even married you yet? I'll tell you why. Because you don't feel chosen. The very idea of having a child with someone who hasn't chosen you as their partner and chooses substances over you, and then you still have a child with them, says everything about you and nothing about that person. It says, I don't even get to be the girlfriend. I don't get to be definitely don't get to be the wife. I'll just be the baby mama. That's enough for me. I'll take the crumbs of baby mama-ship. And I will take from you what you give me, the small crumbs of time that you give me and our child, because I'm not good enough in myself to get full-blown relationship from you or anyone else. So I will take this baby mama-ship role and I'll just take whatever you give me. And then what you do give me is so shit, it's not even about the child. You're not even prioritising our child. You're prioritising your fucking drinking and your pot and whatever your fucking issues are that you're in a hole about. Guess what, darling? I couldn't give a shit what happened to him as a child. It's completely irrelevant to the situation. You know why? Because your self-concept is so in the toilet. You've chosen a person at the beginning who didn't choose you. You've chosen not to get yourself in an actual relationship in with this guy, or he broke up with you when you got pregnant, or you broke up when you had the kid. I don't know when you broke up. But you're putting up with breadcrumbs, you're putting up with bad treatment, you're putting up with not being the priority because of you. You should not be in any way doing 80% manifestations or affirmations for him, because this has absolutely, and I repeat, absolutely nothing to do with him. You have chosen to have a child with a person who didn't choose you from the start. I bet you he had these addictive issues before you had the child, did he not? And yet you chose to stay. Why did you choose to stay? I'll tell you why. It's one of these things. When you're a child, someone was an addict in your reality. Or you didn't feel chosen as a child. Or you didn't feel good enough as a child. And other people were above you in your reality. Either your mother was really strict or critical, or your father was really strict or critical, or you actually physically got abandoned by a parent or a parental figure at some point in your life, and therefore you felt not good enough and people always abandon you and you don't get chosen. You feeling not chosen and not the priority is the problem here. It is literally nothing to do with the guy. That's why you chose this guy in the first place, because he reiterates your feelings about you not being enough, not being chosen. And when you're an overgiver and you're a person who overgives like you're doing in this situation by trying to help him, that is a sure sign that your self-concept's in the toilet, because you're doing everything to help everyone else and nothing to help yourself. And you'll giving from a place of, if I give you love, if I put you on the pedestal, if I make this all about you, will you love me? Will you choose me? And he won't. Because not only have you put him on a pedestal and made him more important than you and your child, it's all about fixing him. But why would he choose you when you don't feel chosen? Why would he choose you when you're taking breadcrumbs and you think that's okay? Why would he choose you when you're breadcrumbing yourself and not even in a full-blown relationship with the person you had a child with? Why would he choose you when you stay with a person who's got addictions and you stayed and then chose to have a child with them? Why would they choose you? You put up with it from the very start. This has nothing to do with him at all. Got it? So you go to every single spiritual person in the world and they're going to repeat what I just said, which is, this isn't going to work out and you're not going to get back together. I had 2 spiritual readings telling me we won't be together. I'm telling you the same thing. You won't be, because you're not choosing you. You're choosing him over you. Everything's about him. It's all about him, his issues, him, and you're not doing anything to fix you. You're spending all your time fixing others, because if you had to fix yourself, you might have to actually think about your own stuff. I'm saying this as a person who fixes other people's stuff for a living. Why do you think I chose this job? It's much easier to fix other people, darling, than fix yourself. And I've been in situations like this with people like this because I don't feel chosen. That's why I can speak on this with some authority. It isn't about him, you understand? Are you still here? Tell me if any of that makes sense. Okay? Appreciate it. Oh, she's writing back to me. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to work on myself and get my shit together and fix my bad self-concept. Okay. But darling, you've got to understand the self-concept has to be things like this. I am more than good enough. I am chosen. I am made the priority all the time. Me and my child are top priority to him. We are his main priority. You know why? Because I'm so special, because I'm so unique, and there's no girl like me. Because I'm so loved and wanted, Whatever the things are you don't feel about you, you've got to fix that in your affirmations first and then tie it to what you say about him. He's like this with us now. He spends so much time with us. Then imagine him throwing away the drugs, pouring the beer down the sink, telling you how good he feels in himself. I can't believe how good I feel. I don't use anymore. I don't drink anymore. I feel amazing. Imagine him ringing you to spend time with the child, spending time with the child with you and him. Together, all three of you as a family. Imagine him constantly spending time with the child. Affirm, he spends so much time with our child now. We are a little family. He loves our little family because he loves me so much and loves our child. Tie whatever you say about him and the way you want him to be with the feelings about you. He's here spending so much time with us because he knows how special our little family is and he knows how special I am and he chooses me above all others. Tie it in with your self-concept if you got this. Okay. So addiction, mental health issues are circumstances that can be changed. It's all about our self-concept. Yes, guys, and you will choose a guy or a girl in your reality who has those issues based on your self-concept. So I've always chosen people that aren't going to choose me. They're either addicts, have wives, have ex-wives they're not over, have girlfriends. Not chosen, not chosen, not chosen, not chosen. The drugs are chosen. The ex-wife's chosen. The wife's chosen. Their feelings for their old girlfriend's chosen. Not me. You choose them in the first place based on your self-concept. And then you've got to work on your self-concept either to get out of that kind of relationship and find a new person who's completely fresh and chose you from the beginning, or you start seeing this person as choosing you. Even if you've chosen someone bad, but then you change your self-concept, they will eventually change too. Yes, they will change in your reality. They'll start treating you better. Trust me. It's crazy how it works, but it's just how it works.